Welcome to our guide on how to register learners for our Access to HE diplomas using Access to HE Courts Web. First, please complete the learner details for each Access to HE diploma on the Access e-registration template. Please complete a separate version of this form for each class you are registering. If you require a copy of this form, please contact your OCN London admin officer. To complete the form, please enter the ULNs, unique learner numbers for your learners in the first column. These can be obtained from the Learner Record Service. Please note that ULNs are compulsory for registering learners against Access to HE diplomas. Enter the learners' surnames, forenames, dates of birth and postcodes on the form. Please also enter the learner's gender, ethnicity, ability and employment status by clicking into the cell of each of these columns to access a drop-down menu. You can find the meaning for the codes that appear in the drop-down menus on the right-hand side of the form. In the deprivation code column, please enter if each learner is eligible for Skills Funding Agency Disadvantage Uplift funding. These codes are also provided on the right-hand side of the form. If a learner is studying on a 2-year Access to HE diploma, please complete the second year learner column using the codes in the drop-down menu to inform us if this will be the first or second year of their course. Please leave this section blank for any Access to HE learners studying on a 1-year course. If a learner does not want their Access achievements shared with UCAS, please enter an X in the Permission Not Given column. This section can be left blank for all learners that do agree for this information to be submitted to UCAS. We will now enter the registration details for another learner. As this learner is studying their first year of a 2-year Access to HE diploma, we have entered a 1 in the second year learner column. This learner does also not wish for their Access achievement to be shared with UCAS, so we have entered an X in the Permission Not Given column. Once you've completed the template with all the learner details, please save a copy of the completed template to your desktop or a designated folder. We will now show you how to send the learner details over to us using Access to HE Courts Web. Please log into the Access to HE Courts Web system using your username and password. If you've forgotten your password, please contact your OCN London admin officer who can reset this. Once you've logged in, choose the e-registration submission option from the left-hand side menu. Next, please complete the boxes on the page to provide us with the course run details. Select the Access to HE course you wish to register your learners against from the drop-down menu. Please then select the relevant Access to HE diploma qualification from the drop-down menu. If you wish to enter a description for the course run, you can enter this in the course run description box. Next, add the course start and end dates. If you would like to enter a reference as an identifier for the group you are registering, you can do so in the provider reference box. If your organisation uses a purchase order number system, please enter the purchase order number for the group in the purchase order number box. Choose a site where the course is taking place from the drop-down menu. You have the option of adding more sites by clicking on the Amend Site button. Select the course tutor. If the tutor you wish to add does not feature in the drop-down menu, they can be added to Courts Web by ticking the Add Tutor box. If you wish to enter any notes against these registrations, please do so in the Notes section. Next, use the Browse button to locate your completed e-registration template. Then click on the Continue with Unit Registrations button. This will take you to the Course Run Unit registration page. Click on the Search button. This will provide you with a list of all the approved units on the course. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on the button titled Add All Units. This will attach all the units from the course to the registration. Completing this step will enable you to select the units for each of your learners after their registrations have been processed. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and select the Continue button. A summary page will then appear on the screen with all the information you have entered for the registration. If the information is correct, please select the Submit button to send the registration through to us here at OCN London to process. You have the option to amend any information before sending the registration by selecting the Amend button. After clicking on the Submit button, your registrations will then be sent through to OCN London. You will receive an automatic email advising you when the learners have been registered. It is then that you can continue on to the next stage of the process, selecting the units for each registered learner.